Hello everybody, I'm Chad from Pleasureland RV Center, and this is the orientation video on a 31-foot Class C with the bunk beds. We're going to start on the outside, go all the way around the unit, and then work our way to the inside. Okay, here we go. So, this compartment here is where your generator is stored. Just a couple different things we want to show you. If at any given point the generator is running but it's not putting any power out to the vehicle, there's one thing you want to check. So you flip these two latches up and take the green panel off, and there's a breaker right here that should be facing towards us. If it's facing away, the breaker's tripped, therefore it's not putting any power out. So go ahead and reset the breaker. Make sure before you do that anything on the inside, like your air conditioner, is turned to the off position, because that could be the culprit that's tripping that breaker. Okay? And then it's very important to put the panel back on, because you do not want to leave this off. It could damage the generator. And then right to the left of the generator compartment, this is the generator exhaust. Just to let you know, that is not the vehicle exhaust, it's the generator exhaust. This is a storage compartment. You can store your freshwater hose, the electrical adapter for the power cord, and anything else you need to store on your vehicle. With vehicles equipped with a detachable power cord, it's a 20-foot power cord with that end on it, and it would plug into a receptacle just like this, and you just screw it on to tighten it up. And that's a 30 amp RV plug. It distributes 30 amp service to the vehicle for operation. If you need and don't have a 30 amp, we have an adapter that goes down to a 20 amp. This is not suitable to run the air conditioner, but everything else should run on it. This is your hot water heater. It's on the gas side. This vent here above it says hot, so please don't touch that when it's on. It is hot. And just one basic thing to look at, just make sure that this plug, which it should already be in, but if it's not, make sure that's screwed in tightly to this port right here. We control the function of the water heater on the inside. This is the furnace exhaust. Again, in this area it gets hot, and only when it's on it's going to get hot, so please be careful with that. This is your propane tank. You can always identify a propane tank with a non-lockable compartment. Not saying that you have to do anything with it. When you need to refill it, you go to a service station that fills propane tanks. RV dealerships, campgrounds, big truck stops all have the capacity to do that. All you do is you point them in the direction where the tank is. This right here is for if you have cable TV access at your campground. It's a cord that you have to provide. We don't provide that, but it's an option at some campgrounds to plug in to that, and then you can get their cable TV service on the TVs if equipped on the inside or outside. This is your fuel tank. It's unleaded fuel, regular unleaded. It's not a flex fuel type vehicle. If using the generator often enough, every other fuel tank you want to make sure you fill it with premium. That's very important for the generator use. This is your freshwater fill tank. You insert the freshwater hose that we provide. When it's full, it comes directly out this area. So watch out when it's full, it'll come right out like a stream. This is your city water connection, meaning that if you have water at your campground or at your house, however you're using it, you take that same freshwater hose that we provide and you screw it in here till it's tight, hook the other end up to your freshwater source, and that pressurizes the water inside so you're not using the freshwater tank.
Go for it.
Next, we're going to show you how to empty your waste tanks. The sewer hose is located in the bumper. If it's not located in the bumper, it's located in one of your storage compartments. So just quickly remove it out of the bumper. And this is where your septic drain is located. You have a black handle and a gray handle. Your black is for your toilet only. Your gray is for your sink, shower, and then the sink in the bathroom. They're separate tanks. It's real easy to do. Before you take the cap off, make sure the valves are pushed in. If they're not pushed in, that means everything in the tanks is going to come out. If they're pushed in, remove the tank or the cap by turning counterclockwise. Take the sewer hose, lock it in clockwise, put your sewer hose in your sewer dump, pull your black water first. Make sure you push it down before you do that. Put your black water first, let it drain out. When it's done draining, you'll hear it stop. Push the black valve in, and then go ahead and pull your gray. That'll help rinse the hose. Once that's done draining, make sure both valves are pushed in. Take your sewer hose off. This goes back in the bumper or the compartment that you got it from. Make sure you rinse it before you put it back in storage, and then rotate your sewer cap back up, and that's it. This is just another storage compartment on the driver's side. It can position up and hold it in place. Plenty of storage for all your camping, luggage, whatnot. Ladder access to the roof. On the rentals, the roof access is off limits at all times for safety. This is a receiver hitch with a 2-inch receiver opening. On the rentals, we do not allow anything to be towed behind them, just so you're aware. This is just another storage compartment on the passenger side. This is a quick connect for a propane appliance, such as an outside grill. This is a storage compartment, storage. These are 110 volt or 110 volt outlets. This is your fridge vent. Nothing that you have to be worried about here, just showing you what it is. For units equipped with an outside TV, this is where it would be located. To select the DVD or Blu-ray option, it'd be an HDMI input or an AV1 input that you use a remote to control. These are outside speakers that control the radio, anything with the radio on the inside of the vehicle, which we'll show you later. And this is just another outside compartment. Okay, moving on the inside of the vehicle. If you're ever directed to access the coach batteries, this is where they're located under this step. They come with at least one, but most units come with two. There's the latches right below this step cover right here. And then located by the entry door is the fire extinguisher if you ever need to use that for the vehicle. They're not intended to put out like a campfire or anything like that. Located by the entry door is the battery disconnect switch for the motorhome. Now this controls the coach battery operation. Does not have anything to do with the engine battery. So your engine battery is always on. You have the choice to disconnect the coach battery. We suggest that you don't do that, but that's what this switch is for. You can see that this is the on position. If I turn it counterclockwise, now we have no power. Turn it back and we have power. Okay? This switch is for your power awning on the outside. Up puts it out, down puts it in. This is the step light for the entry step. One thing on the awning too, you never leave your awning out overnight. Don't leave it out unattended. In windy conditions or in heavy rain, it can damage the awning, which you would be responsible for. This switch right here is for your LED awning lights.
Ready when you are.
Okay, moving forward, more on the inside of the vehicle. This is your control panel. We're going to start here. Slide 1, extend, and retract. This operates the slide rooms that go in and out to gain you more square footage when you're parked for camping. Remember, your slide rooms cannot be out when you drive. Two things you have to do before you put the slides out. 1, make sure your ignition is off. And 2, make sure that your parking brake is set, and we will show you that at a later time in the video. Really easy to do. Make sure that you do it in one continuous motion. So I'm holding extend, and you do not want to stop the sequence. You want to make sure it completes its sequence before you let go of the button. It's very important. Before you put the slide in or out, make sure it's clear of any obstructions both on the inside and outside, such as trees, vehicles, anything left on the floor on the inside of the vehicle. Once the slide stops going out, you can let go of the button. You do the same thing to retract it. Make sure there's nothing blocking it on the inside or outside. Go ahead and hit retract. When it stops coming in, let go of the button. Very important to do it as a sequence. And then slide 2 it would be right behind us. Same function, same operation. These two switches you do not have to worry about. This is your water pump switch. This takes fresh water from the freshwater tank that we showed you how to fill on the outside and distributes it to any one of your water sources on the inside, such as your kitchen sink, bathroom sink, shower, and toilet. You have one water heater with two functions. You have a propane water heater and an electric water heater. Your propane water heater is used when you do not have an electrical source to run the electric side of the hot water heater. It's also used when you're running the generator. Do not use the electric water heater when you're using the generator. To light the gas water heater, just turn it on. It'll light automatically. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes for it to heat up, and it's a 6-gallon tank. If you're running the electric side, as soon as you get to a campground, you can go ahead and plug that electrical cord that we showed you on the outside earlier in the video, and then you turn it on. It does take about an hour for it to initially heat up, but you can leave that on continuously. When you're done using the hot water, make sure you shut both of them off at the same time when done. This is your monitor panel. It shows you the levels of your propane tank, your battery charge, your freshwater tank, blackwater tank, and gray tank. To view each tank level or the battery charge, simply push the button for each one you want to look at. Your propane tank is empty on this vehicle. The battery charge is at 1/3 in this vehicle. Your battery is concerning, this switch concerns the coach batteries only, not the engine battery. Your coach batteries charge when you're driving the vehicle, when you're plugged into power, or when the generator is running. Your engine battery charges only when the vehicle is running. The fresh tank is the tank that supplies the fresh water to the sinks, toilet, kitchen. On this one it's empty. Your black tank is a toilet waste, and the gray tank is every other, the sink, shower, and the sink in the bathroom. If you dump each of these tanks and you go to see if it says that it's at 1/3 or 2/3, that is common. Sometimes stuff can accumulate on the sensors in the tank, providing a false reading. The main thing is that you know that you dumped it and it's empty. Rule of thumb is to dump your tanks whenever you can, meaning the black and the gray. Again, too, if you're needing fresh water more than normal, it's a good idea to fill that whenever possible. Okay, now we're going to show you how to start your onboard generator. Your generator supplies 110 power to the vehicle when you cannot hook it up to an electrical source, such as at a campground. Your onboard generator runs off of the same fuel tank that the main engine does. You need at least a 1/4 tank of fuel in the main tank for this to work, right around that area. To start the generator, simply hold start until it starts. You want to make sure you let it warm up for a few minutes before you start using any of the 110 appliances. You never want to start the generator with your thermostat set to the air conditioner, and when you shut it off, you never want to have the air conditioner running as well. It's very hard on the generator. Your generator can be susceptible to interruption at higher elevations and at higher temperatures. Go. This is the thermostat that controls your heat and cooling in the 28-foot Class C. It's in the off position right now. If you want heat, you turn it to the right, and the heat comes from a propane furnace. The furnace part, the blower, can run off the batteries. It does not have to be plugged into power or have the generator on. If you operate it in the fan mode or cool mode, it has to be plugged into electricity or have the generator on for that to work. The fan mode, all that does is it brings in outside air. If you have it in the cool position, that will actually remove the humidity via the air conditioner part. This is where you adjust the temperature to whatever you like. Left is cooler, right is warmer. This is your fan speed. We recommend to have it on auto high. If you want to turn it to low or have the fan in the on position at all times, you switch it to whatever level you want it at. The bottom bunk has its own kitchen table as well. To make it into a bed, it's going to have the pole's going to have a notch like that, and you just line it up with the one on the floor, and then you rotate clockwise till it's tight, and then the tabletop goes on. Make sure you rotate it completely, and then this part goes on top here to make the table. When you want to take it out for a bed, counterclockwise takes out the pole. This rests between the two benches here, and then the cushions go over the tabletop to make the sleeping part of the bed. And then the DVD player is located behind this cushion on this one. Same operation as the one above. Going into the back bedroom, this has a pocket door. Just push down on that switch, gently glide it to the other side, and it locks in. And then to open it, do the same thing. Make sure that it locks back so it's secured. Below the bed, this is your main breaker compartment, and it lists everything what each breaker is tied to. So if you have problems with microwave not working, air conditioner, you want to check these as well. And these are your 12-volt fuses that rarely do go out, but they're explained what they do below. In the back part, you have a linen closet, storage in the drawers. This model does have a bedroom TV. And then there's your emergency exit. You pull on the two handles towards you and push the window out to get out in case of emergency. There's a 110 outlet located on the left side of this bed. And then right above the bed is storage and reading lights. And then this is the main switch for the lights in the bedroom with another storage compartment here. Right below the storage compartment is your main radio for the motorhome. This is separate from the dash. It controls also the outside speakers that we showed you before. In your bathroom, just a couple things to point out. This is the GFI switch for the outlets inside the motorhome. If the red light is illuminated on this switch, that means you have a fault in the circuit, meaning you just overrode it or overpowered it. Just hit the reset button to hit it back green. So if your outlets on the inside of the camper are not working, go ahead and check this and reset it if necessary. On the toilet, RV toilets are not like a residential toilet. You have to use only RV marine toilet paper and the holding tank chemical that we explain to you when you pick it up. Nothing else goes down the toilet other than what we provide to you and what obviously goes down there. With vehicles equipped with this type of cooktop and oven, you operate the cooktop, rotate the glass top so it's towards the back like that, make sure it's secured. And then to light the burners, just turn whichever burner you want to light and then clockwise on this button until they light. There is no propane in this vehicle, that's why they're not lighting. You do not have to light all at the same time. And then make sure that's secured when you drive. This is not a cutting board. Do not store anything. This is real glass. It will break if you have any pots or pans on it. On the oven, it's an old-fashioned oven. You turn it to pilot, and then the pilot is in the back, towards the back. You take a long Bic lighter or a long match, light your lighter or your match. Once that's lit, hold in your pilot for about 5 seconds, then you can let go of your lighter or match, let go of the pilot. Pilot will stay lit, and then you turn it to whatever temp you want it at. When you're done using the oven, just make sure you turn it in the opposition. Right above the cooktop in the oven is your microwave. It's a standard microwave. Some units come with convection microwaves as well. It'll be listed on the actual microwave if it has that. On the countertop, you have 3 110 outlets if equipped, along with 2 USB. To secure that below, just push down until it clicks, and then bring it back up. You just pull on the top part. This is your kitchen sink, and then you have storage above and below the kitchen sink as well. Alright, you have 3 sleeping areas towards the front of the vehicle, your kitchen table, the bunk above the cab, and the sofa behind me. The kitchen table, really easy to do. There's a little lever that you push down, and then you push the cushions up, and the table pushes down completely, rests between the bench, and then the cushions go over the tabletop to make the bed, and then reverse it to make it back into a kitchen table. This is a sturdy table, just not meant to be sat on or kids to jump on. Your sofa pulls out just like that. Very comfortable, quick and easy. And this little portion here, you access to this via the ladder. We suggest that you do not have this bed in place when driving because underneath the cushion is solid wood. We don't want you to stand up and hit your head on it and get injured. Your TV, it can swing out towards the living room part. There's two black dials here. Counterclockwise will loosen them on both top and bottom, and then clockwise will tighten them on top and bottom. This TV does not work while the ignition is on this vehicle for safety purposes. In this compartment, this is where your Blu-ray DVD player is stored along with the remotes. The center portion of your Class C, a few different items to go over. This is the climate control for the cab only, both heat and cool. You can see the different selections. And then your fan speed is here, and this controls the temperature. You have 12-volt charging for GPS or cell phones. This is your main radio for the cab. It also is the screen for the backup camera and side vision cameras if equipped. The backup camera will go on automatically when you shift the transmission into reverse, and the side vision cameras will go on automatically as you turn the left blinker on or the right blinker on, again if they're equipped. All other functions are touch screen, and you can see the different selections that you have. You have an HDMI input and a USB input that tie into the radio as well. Your seats are manual. They adjust in the middle of each seat to front to back, and each one has a selection to go the seat back, front to back as well. On units with slide outs right directly behind the seats, make sure that the seat is in the forward position before bringing the slide room in or out.